Hello, my name is Benjamin Roseman, and today we'll be looking at the responsibilities of citizens during times of disaster. What is a disaster? The Red Cross's definition is a disaster is a sudden, calamitous event that seriously disrupts the functioning of a community or society and causes human, material, and economic or environmental losses that exceed the community's or society's ability to cope using its own resources. Though often caused by nature, disasters can have human origins. A disaster occurs when a hazard impacts on vulnerable people. The combination of hazards and vulnerability and inability to reduce potential negative consequences of risk result in a disaster. When most people think of disaster, they think of natural disasters. These can include hurricanes, tornadoes, volcanoes, and other natural events. Plan for your disaster now. Being prepared. As civilians, it's very important to be prepared for disaster. Know and be aware of which disasters are most likely to affect your local area. For instance, in Florida, hurricanes are quite frequent, and in Japan, earthquakes would be a disaster that you would have to prepare for. Prepare a plan for yourself or family in the event of a disaster. Be informed and know the warning signs of an impending disaster for your local area. In the event of a disaster, know what to do before, during, and after. Have a disaster kit prepared. It's very important to have a supply stockpile at all times. The rule of thumb is to have enough supplies to last you and or your family for 3 days or 72 hours. Always have your emergency supplies ready at all times in the event of a disaster. Some important survival kit supplies would include 1 gallon of water per day per person, having non-perishable and canned food items, cell phones, battery-operated radios, flashlights, batteries, a first aid kit, emergency cash because ATMs most likely will not be working, important documents such as insurance, clothing, blanket, etc., a whistle, flare gun, and other essentials that you might need post disaster. Be smart and informed. Follow the instructions of your local emergency personnel. Examples of this would be evacuate areas if mandatory and follow curfews. Stay up to date on the current conditions of the disaster and only get your information from reputable sources. Follow the procedures laid out by emergency personnel. Use common sense most importantly. Don't go outside during a hurricane. Don't run generators in enclosed areas. Follow the law and help out with recovery and be a good citizen. Me and Smokey the Bear are prepared. Are you ready for a disaster?